Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. How are you all, my pretty girls? I hope you're all fit and fine in the best state of health and iman. So this is Miss Faiza Iftikhar, your English teacher, and as you all know that on Tuesday you will be having your English class with your class teachers, right? And in the rest of the days you will be having my recorded lecture. So at first I want to congratulate you all for getting promoted to your new classes, and a very warm welcome to all of you. And then, as you all know that this is your English class, so you all are supposed to take out your English textbook, that is New Oxford Modern English Book 3. So if you remember, on Tuesday in your Zoom class we started Unit 1, Dorothy Meets the Scarecrow, and which has been adapted from the book The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. So this book, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, it is one of the most well-known book written by Lyman Frank Baum. All right, and this part of the story is taken from that book. So you have to take out your book and then you have to turn to page number 2. So on Tuesday we read words to know, plus we started the unit. So before moving further, I'd like to give you a quick review that what you learned and what you read on Tuesday. So in this story or in this unit, they are talking about a girl whose name is Dorothy, and she is going to the Emerald City in order to meet a magician who is known as Great Oz. Okay? And why she is going over there? Because she wants to go back to her home in Kansas, where she used to live with her aunt and uncle and her pet dog Toto. And what happened that once she was sleeping in her house, and there was a terrible storm, and that storm made her house flew to a strange place, a strange magical place, and that's the reason that she is going to meet the Great Oz in order to ask for help to send her back to her home in Kansas with magic, right? So on her way to Emerald City, she came across and she met a scarecrow, and while she was gazing at the scarecrow she noticed that it was made out of faded clothes, old clothes, right? And it was stuffed with straw. It was not a real person, but it had a human shaped figure, right? And she was surprised. Why she was surprised? Because the scarecrow winked at her, and then it nodded at her in a friendly manner, and then they greeted each other, right? And formally, the formal way, like, how do you do? I'm pretty well, thank you. And then she was very much surprised to see that the scarecrow was talking. And the scarecrow told Dorothy that it is very boring, like being stuck on the pole all day and night just to scare away the crows, right? So Dorothy helped the scarecrow to get down from the pole, and Dorothy told the scarecrow that she is going to Emerald City, right? Now I'm going to show you a few pictures in order to make you or help you learn about the difficult words in a very easy manner, right? Like, there was a word gazed, looking at something steadily, thinking about it or admiring it. So this is the way, this girl is gazing at something. Now this is the scarecrow, right? It is in the field to scare the birds away from eating the ripe corn. And then this is winking. This is how the scarecrow winked at Dorothy. And then this is nodding. And this is a scarecrow who was nodding. So what happened when Dorothy put the scarecrow down? It stretched and yawned just like this. All right. Now I think it's enough and we should move further. ठीक है? We should read further. For that purpose, you are supposed to take out page number 4 and you have to underline the highlighted words. And it is not compulsory. If you want to highlight it with the help of highlighter, it's your choice, or you can keep the pencils in your hand, ठीक है? In order to underline it. So I am going to start reading and you have to focus on the pronunciation. I am going to ask the great Oz to send me back home to Kansas. Where is the Emerald City? Said the Scarecrow. And who is Oz? Why, don't you know? She replied in surprise. No, indeed, I don't know anything. You see, I'm stuffed with straw, so I have no brains at all, he answered sadly. Oh, said Dorothy, I am sorry for you. Do you think, he asked, if I go to the Emerald City with you, that Oz would give me some brains? I don't know, she replied. Come to the Emerald City with me and Toto. You can ask the great Oz for a brain. What if he doesn't give me one? You should try anyway, said Dorothy. You have nothing to lose. This is true, said the Scarecrow. You see, I don't mind my legs and arms and body being stuffed because I cannot get hurt. If anyone treads on my toes or sticks a pin into me, it doesn't matter because I can't feel it. Dorothy listened carefully and nodded. She was amazed to see the Scarecrow walking and talking. Now, the last paragraph. But I do not want people to call me a fool. And if my head stays stuffed with straw instead of brains, as yours is, how am I ever to know anything? Now, my dear girls, I am going to explain it to you that Dorothy was saying that I am going to ask the Great Oz to send me back home to Kansas कि मैं Great Oz से हेल्प के लिए रिक्वेस्ट करूँगी कि वो मुझे कैंसस वापस भेज दें. Then the Scarecrow was asking, where is the Emerald City? Who is Oz? Emerald City कहाँ है? Oz कौन है? तो शी वॉज सरप्राइज. डोरथी वॉज सरप्राइज. वाई? डोंट यू नो? क्या आपको नहीं पता? नो इंडीड, वाकई मुझे नहीं पता. आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग, मुझे कुछ भी नहीं पता बिकॉज आई एम स्टफ्ड विद स्ट्रॉ. तो उसने कहा मेरे अंदर तो स्ट्रॉ है. आई हैव नो ब्रेन्स एट ऑल. हाउ कैन आई थिंक? सो शी सैड, डोरथी सैड, आई एम सॉरी फॉर यू. मुझे बहुत अफसोस हुआ ये सुनकर. डू यू थिंक? देन दी Scarecrow was asking the questions again to Dorothy that if I go to the Emerald City with you, अगर मैं Emerald City जाता हूँ तो क्या Great Oz मुझे brain देंगे? Then Dorothy said, I don't know, but you should try at least. You should give it a try. Okay? You should keep your hopes high. आपको पॉजिटिव सोचना चाहिए. आपको जाकर एक दफ़ा सवाल ज़रूर करना चाहिए फॉर दी हेल्प, फॉर दी ब्रेन. वाई? बिकॉज शी सैड यू डोंट हैव एनीथिंग टू लूज़. Because she knew that the Scarecrow did not have any brains, any organ, and any relation, any relatives, nothing. She said, you have nothing to lose. आपके पास कुछ भी नहीं है खोने को. So you should not be worried. You should give it a try. He said, that is true. Because I don't have any skin, because it was made out of faded old clothes. So he said that because I cannot feel anything, if anyone treads on my toes, means if somebody steps over my foot or step over my toes, it doesn't make any difference because I cannot feel. If somebody sticks a pin into me, अगर कोई प्रिक करता है मुझे या पिन चुबाता है, आई कैन नॉट फील एट ऑल बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव स्किन. सो डोरथी वॉज लिसनिंग वेरी केयरफुली एंड नॉडेड एंड शी वॉज अग्रीइंग विद द फैक्ट वट एवर द स्केयरक्रो वॉज सेइंग. एंड देन इन द लास्ट पैराग्राफ द स्केयरक्रो सेड, आई डोंट वॉन्ट पीपल टू कॉल मी अ फूल. वो नहीं चाहता था कि लोग उसको बेवकूफ़ कहें बिकॉज फूल can be, fool are the people who have brains, but they do not use their intelligence smartly. ठीक है? तो what was the point of view of Scarecrow? If I do not have brains, so I shall not be called a fool. मुझे किसी को भी फूल नहीं कहना चाहिए बिकॉज मेरे पास तो ब्रेन्स हैं ही नहीं. ओके, जस्ट लाइक योर्स, जैसे आपके पास ब्रेन है वैसे मेरे पास ब्रेन्स हैं ही नहीं. सो वी आर गोइंग टू रीड टिल हेयर एंड योर होमवर्क इज़ टू read page number 4 at least twice. All right, so you just mark the date after the last para 15/4, and you have to write down the date on the top of the page as well. It's 15th April today. Day is Thursday, and what is the Hijri date? 3 Ramadan 1442 Hijri. All right, so that's all for today, beta. I'm going to share a video with you. All right, so you will have a better understanding of what you have read today. All right, that's all for today. Take very good care of yourself. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Don't forget to read the dua for the first ashra of Ramadan. Ya hayyu ya qayyumu birahmatika astaghithu and rabbighfir warham wa anta khairur rahimin.